Are you someone who just can't get enough of the ocean? Do you ever daydream about living by the sea, far away from the hustle and bustle of everyday life? Well, guess what? There might just be a solution to your aquatic fantasies. Ever thought about living in a floating home? It's like having your own little island paradise, right in the middle of the water. But hey, let's be real here, floating homes can be pretty pricey. So, if you're thinking about making this dream a reality, you might want to start saving up some cash.
Here are 10 most expensive floating homes in the world. Waterfront home.
So, what do you get for $25 million these days? Well, let me tell you about this gem in Boca Raton. This waterfront property boasts a whopping 343 feet of frontage, complete with deck and boat docking facilities. If you're a boat enthusiast, you'll be thrilled to know your parking needs are completely covered. But that's not all. This place doesn't stop at just one pool. Oh no, it's got 4. Because why settle for one when you're living the high life? There's an infinity-edged pool that curves around the deck, plus additional plunge pools for all your aquatic needs. They even call this place the Infinity House because of all those pools. Inside, things get even fancier. With over 12,000 square feet of living space, the open-plan layout and modern glass walls give off major vibes. Every room is huge, especially the master suite, which spans a whopping 2,000 square feet of ultra-luxe space. Think massive walk-in closets and a bathroom fit for a king. And if you're expecting guests, which, let's be real, you probably will, there are 8 more bedrooms to accommodate them. The interior is sleek and shiny, with that new home smell you'd expect. So, maybe bring along a few books or some personal touches to make it feel less like a sterile waiting room.
Organic wood wave floating home.
Taking a traditional concept like the wooden house and giving it a modern twist, these architects have brought us the Wave House. It's racking up awards left and right for its ultra-sleek and contemporary look. Architects and designers really do enjoy patting each other on the back, don't they? Inspired by the sleek lines of boats, this house boasts a unique curving shape that's quite the eye-catcher. While the rest of the design sticks to the usual house playbook, it's that bold, sweeping wave that really steals the show. As for how practical it is, well, that's up for debate. But just take a look at that curve. Sure, it's still a house, albeit an exclusive and pricey one. Constructed from the usual suspects, glass, wood, and steel, it's undeniably gorgeous. But will a fancy house like this change the world? Probably not.
The floating villa of Dubai.
The floating seahorse villas in Dubai may sound cool, but some folks find them a bit underwhelming. They're part of the bunch of water-based homes that have been popping up all over the city for the past few decades. These swanky studio apartments are geared towards the mega-rich yacht owners who want a local pad near the marina. But hey, these aren't your run-of-the-mill apartments. They're 3,100 square feet, spread out over 3 levels: underwater, sea level, and upper deck. The underwater level is what really sets them apart. That's where you'll find the master suite and bathroom, both enclosed in transparent glass walls. It's like living in an aquarium, with a full view of the coral reef and sea life all around you. And get this, there are big double-glazed, see-through doors all over, so you've always got a killer view. The glass is two-way, though, so don't be surprised if passing scuba divers get a peek inside. But hey, who needs privacy when you're living the high life, right? Of course, these fancy digs come with all the bells and whistles. 24-hour concierge service, 5-star amenities, and a hefty $1.3 million price tag.
The mansion yacht.
Once again in Florida. This time we're headed to Fort Lauderdale to check out a boat at a boat show. It's the Mansion Yacht, unveiled in 2019, a floating palace of luxury that's also technically a yacht, even though it's not going anywhere. With king-sized rooms and a grand floating staircase, it's quite the sight. One of the big selling points? It's apparently the world's first yacht entirely made of stainless steel. Impressive, huh? But what's the damage on your wallet? Well, for a cool $12 million, you can snag the basic model. Not too bad, right? For that price, you're getting a whopping 9,000 square feet of stainless steel luxury. That's enough space for 149 people. And let's talk about that massive front deck. a whopping 1,600 square feet. Inside, you'll find 5 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, and a seriously swanky hot tub. The makers say they're mainly attracting interest from billionaires, but I can't help but wonder, does Elon Musk even have 6 friends to invite to chill in that hot tub?
Seattle luxury floating home.
You may or may not know that Seattle is notorious for its rain. They get about 39.3 inches of it annually. This home, though, is designed to make the most of the views. With a 270 degrees panorama that includes the lake, Olympic Mountains, and downtown Seattle, it's a sight to behold. What's interesting is that despite being right on the water, this home has a full basement level, along with 2 floors of living space and a huge rooftop deck. It's quite fancy, and all for just $6.25 million. Talk about a steal. I'll take 3.
Floating mansion in Miami.
For a cool $55 million, you could be the proud owner of this quirky glass box house. Sounds tempting, doesn't it? This South Beach, Miami property is a mix between a yacht and a villa, but what really sets it apart is its mobility. Yep, you heard that right. This whole building can be parked wherever you fancy. It moves like a boat, but looks like a house. And it's an amphibious luxury pad located in the ritzy area of Miami's South Beach waterfront. Not feeling the vibe of South Beach? No worries, just sail on over to another spot. This villa yacht is loaded with features, including modern sustainable essentials like rooftop solar panels. Now, being in hurricane-prone Florida, you might be wondering what happens when the weather gets wild. Well, they've got you covered. The floating mansion has a nifty feature that lets you raise the entire structure above the water's surface with just the press of a button. It lifts a whopping 18 feet above the rough waters below. Plus, it's got hurricane-proof windows that can withstand winds of up to 155 miles per hour. Now, let's talk about the interior. With over 4,000 square feet of living space, including 4 bedrooms and 4.5 bathrooms, there's plenty of room to spread out. There's even a retractable deck for outdoor living that tucks away when the home is on the move. And don't forget about the swanky kitchen and ample storage, including a wine cellar.
Atlantic Forest floating house.
If you've got the cash, you can actually build a home right smack in the rainforest. These folks went all out, splurging on a luxury pad with all the modern bells and whistles, deep in the lush greenery of the rainforest. Talk about living the dream. They've cleverly positioned the house to blend in, so no nosy neighbors can peek in. It's an exclusive spot for fancy folks, after all. The architects say it's all about connecting with nature, but let's be real. They just want a swanky house in the rainforest because, well, that's where the wealthy decided they want to be. Simple as that. The views from this place are insane. You've got the sea, the mountains, and of course the rainforest all around you. Not too shabby, right? Plus, it's kind of tucked away depending on how you look at it.
Floating city.
These next mansions are entering the realm of the absurd. With a jaw-dropping price tag rumored to be a cool $1.5 billion, they're only within reach of the most outrageously wealthy and, frankly, ridiculous individuals. Picture this: an entirely man-made island city floating in the Caribbean Sea. It's being constructed to house what they're calling ultra-high-performance concrete modular homes. Sounds fancy, right? But let's be real, it kind of gives off sinister futuristic space prison vibes. But hey, what do I know? Maybe billionaires are all about chilling on floating platforms in the middle of shark-infested waters, surrounded by concrete. They say these homes will start at a whopping $4,000, with the sky being the limit at a mind-blowing $1.2 billion. And of course, the billionaires will need someplace to stash all their staff, won't they? Honestly, it all seems a bit creepy and absurd to me. What do you think? Is a floating concrete synthetic island really all that appealing? Let's hash it out in the comments below.
Bravia Queen floating house.
If you've ever fantasized about living in a floating camper van, then this Slovenian design might just be up your alley. Picture this: a cozy little abode that sits atop the water, complete with a small deck in front and a larger one on top, complete with its own hot tub and palm tree. Inside, it's decked out with all the modern conveniences you'd find in a typical mobile home. So, if the idea of generic veneered furniture and neutral beige decor gets your heart racing, then you're in for a treat. But if you're not exactly thrilled by the thought of bland laminate flooring and basic bathroom fixtures, well, maybe the location will seal the deal for you. After all, being literally in the middle of any body of water could be the ultimate selling point. But if not, let's be real. This is essentially just a cheaply made tiny home with a novelty water-based twist. Shall we move on swiftly?
The Sea Pods.
And now, behold more of those ultra-fashionable, outrageously expensive floating houses that are reserved solely for the ultra-rich. This time, we're jet-setting over to Panama to check out these futuristic, Jetson-like pods that rise up from the water on stilts. Designed by a Dutch architect, these pods are pitched as a solution to overcrowded beach holiday destinations. Dubbed the Sea Pod, and there are land-based versions known as green pods. These pods offer 833 square feet of space spread across 3.5 levels, featuring a bedroom, living room, kitchen, and bathroom. It's not exactly sprawling, but with a price tag ranging from $295,000 to $500,000, it's definitely not for penny pinchers. Now, if you've got deep pockets, a love for gadgets, and don't mind commuting via paddleboard, this might just be your dream spot. The whole shebang is controlled by a fancy tech bracelet, food is delivered by drones, and larger items come via robot vehicles. If it all seems a bit Star Trek, well, that's because it kinda is. That wraps up our tour of floaty homes for today. Now, if you've got your sea legs ready, which of these homes would you actually choose to live in? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. And while you're at it, be sure to check out these other cool things popping up on the screen. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you next time.